Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the best damn professional wrestling podcast on the internet today. Of course, I am one of your three co-hosts himself, Mr. Perfection, Odin's greatest creation, the gift of this generation, and I'm here once again with my guy in the chair, the Ned to my Peter Parker, the peacemaker to my vigilante, Mr. Magic Fingers himself. Man, it's been a weird week, man. How you feeling about this week?
Well, this week, the only thing that really stuck out, well, there's two things that stuck out. One of them we got to see, one we really didn't get to see. You know, it's just one of those weeks where we know that AEW is the top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, kissing ass to them or whatever. They're just proving they are the best in the business right now.
Yeah,
And no matter what WWE could do from here, AEW is going to find a way to top it.
yeah. And I think it's been that way for the last year, in my opinion. I think AEW has consistently been the best product in the world.
Yeah.
Um, Week after week, pay per view after pay per view. Just not saying that everything WWE has done is absolute trash, because they had done some really good stuff. But this week, really in particular for me, really stuck out. I
AEW is
watched,
more consistent.
yeah, way more consistent. So I watched all programs except for NXT because the Punisher special, which there will be an episode eventually on that. Uh, what a fucking masterpiece that was.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably gonna watch it a few more times before we go to talk about it.
yeah, I told her before she left. That's why she's not here, folks. She's gonna be gone for possibly 2 weeks. I don't look for her to be gone that long, but we'll see. We'll see when she gets tired of dealing with people's bullshit, which probably won't be very long at all. Um, But I told her before she left, like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it like six more times. And she was like,
Yeah.
why? You've watched it already. And I was like, it was that fucking good.
Yes.
Um, but moving on to Raw. Give me your big takeaways from Raw and I'll bounce off of you because I don't really have any.
I mean, I see the Street Profits eventually taking the belts from the Vision.
Yeah, that's a foregone conclusion
I
at this
mean,
point.
and this whole Intercontinental title thing, I wouldn't be upset with whoever wins it, honestly, that everybody that's involved um
There's
with
only
this fight
one
right now.
there's only one
But
option here.
well, I'm trying to figure out I saw a thing online of what is the tag team name of Ethan Page and Rusev right now. Is it Ego Day? Is it, what are they called? And it was interesting to see a lot of the names that came up. Um, you know, it was nice to see Io Sky and Asuka had their little moment of
Keep talking, I'll be
redemption or
right back.
whatever, the hug. And then to see that the Judgment Day ladies came out after the match with Paige and Bree, and they dominated, held up the belts as if they're trying to say, "Hey, we're going to be the ones who are taking all the gold." Io Sky had a great match with Sol Roca, and that's just going to be a building point. I thought it was kind of funny there was nobody for the Obafemi challenge, so he decided, "Hey, I'm just going to go out and find some people." And now I'm wondering if Los Garza is actually still around, if that was their last hurrah in the business for WWE, and then they take a hiatus, or if they are the last feuds to get released. I was truly shocked to see that Dominic Mysterio is going to be taking his AAA title and defending it against the original El Grande Americano, which that was a great match. Um, but really, the biggest point of the night was Jacob Fatu coming out and just laying waste to the OTC and to the Usos. I love what they're doing with it. However, I hate the fact that they are doing it at the same time because I doubt they're going to allow Jacob to get the belt, which it's long overdue. Because I really think that it's going to be uh, Roman versus Obafemi, and Obafemi take the belt from him instead of it being Jacob Fatu.
Sorry, guys. Um, I might have to go here in just a second. Have Drew talk again. Some way, Fenrir got out of his cage. The door was completely locked and shut, and the motherfucker was in front of the door looking at me. Um, so I might have to go put him in the bathroom real quick. Um, but yeah, man, I think it's been a very weird conversation for them because I feel like they're trying to find their footing and they just can't. They can't get it done for some reason, and I don't understand
Yeah.
why.
I love how strong they're showing Jacob. I really do. But I don't see them letting him have the belt, with Obafemi being the next person that's going to be behind trying to get his shot. And as destructive of a force as they've been showing Oba, I don't see anyone taking the belt from him anytime soon, unless it
No,
is a fluke. There's an injury that happens and they have to take it a certain way, which is going to be very disappointing.
yeah. Um, to your point, I don't think anybody in the current roster, because honestly, like we know we're leading to Oba and Roman, right?
Yeah.
That's the big marquee moment, and we're getting that, I believe, at SummerSlam. Honestly, I think it'll be that soon. I think Oba goes to win King of the Ring without breaking a sweat, and I think he goes into SummerSlam and he squashes Roman Reigns. I'm talking 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Roman comes
I
in
mean,
with a
definitely
spear.
under a minute.
Roman comes in with a spear. Boom, fall from grace. One, two, three.
Yeah. I mean, the longest part of that match might be the intros.
Yeah, and not to say that we're putting over like a motherfucker,
They
but
are. I
you
mean,
want to talk about somebody that it would be believable with. He's the only person in history other than Brock that if he was to go out there and squash Roman Reigns in 15 seconds, maybe a minute, less than that, I would be completely okay with it.
yeah.
I'd be completely fine. I'd be like, damn, cool, great. Let's get this Oba train rolling, man. Funny story about Oba before we continue. I got my hair cut, as y'all could tell. Your boy looking clean and nice. I went to my barber shop, which their new venue is big as fuck. I thought I was walking into the fucking Taj Mahal. It was awesome. And I'm sitting there, and my barber, whose name is, let me think of his name, Levi. I had to think because I have two different ones. Um, but he goes, "Hey man, who's that dude that does that walk?" He hasn't watched wrestling since the ruthless aggression era, and my eyes got so big. And my other barber Jack was in the. I cut somebody else's hair. He went, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I went, "Holy shit!" He's like, the big black guy. He's like, "I'm not being racist, but that's the only way I know how to describe him. He's a big old black boy." I said, "Yeah, oh," but he went, "Yeah, that guy." And I was like, "Dude, do you even watch the current product?" He's like, "Couldn't tell you a thing about it." And I was like, "Oh my god, that that shows you how much impact he's made already."
Oh, yeah.
And I
When you
can't.
have Lillian Garcia that is at the side doing the Oba strut, just standing there, just back and forth near
Yeah,
the. Oh my gosh, man! When you get her
it's so
involved with it,
hard
you've done
not to.
something well.
It's so hard not to. I keep going around the house doing it, and I get smacked in the back of the head for it. Because more time than not, she's on the phone with our friend Isaiah or her friend Bethany, and they can see me in the background. And I'm just, I got to get a drink, so I'm doing the overstrut in the background. And poor Isaiah, he's got a stutter, and he goes, what is he doing?" And I said, "I'm the ruler of this house." And she turned around and smacked me so hard. But man, he is over as over can get. I
Yeah,
don't think I'm gonna say this, Drew, and you're gonna be like, "Well, what the fuck is wrong with you?" I don't think we've seen somebody just popular this fast since Austin.
yeah. I mean, I can't think of anybody that comes to mind with the push that they're getting, especially now that you have NXT there. I can't, I can't think of another name.
Maybe Adam Cole in NXT, but I
But
don't
I mean,
think.
well, let's rephrase. Getting a serious push and it continuing for as long as it has been. I mean, I can
Yeah,
understand an initial serious push and then like 2 weeks later, whatever. Um, but for this to stay around as long as it has been, and for him just to flat out not have anybody show up for the challenge, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't blame them for not showing up for the challenge. But then he just went out back and found Los Garzas and then grabbed them by the neck and over the shoulder and drug them to the ring and then decided
and
to
beat the
squash
shit out
them
of both
both.
of them.
I mean, it really makes me wonder, like I said earlier, that if that's the end of Los Garzas or if that's just what was in the script.
I feel like that might have been what was in the script. I do see them going on the slate of releases, but I think they're too popular in AAA to be let go. I think those guys whenever they're in AAA. I mean, they're great talents.
No,
Like
they are. They are.
some of the most underutilized people in the company, other than the Creed brothers, who I've met at the Royal Rumble. Fantastic human beings. Um, you know, so for that being said, I don't think they go anywhere because of their popularity in AAA. It would be like letting the fake El Grande Americano go when he is hated by the WWE audience, but you get Kaiser, who we know is under the mask, in front of a Mexican audience. Nobody hates him. Like no one hates him in Mexico. May
Dude, and the
30th.
fact that he does all of his talking while he's in AAA in Spanish,
Yeah,
it's so fluent that, I mean, just holy cow.
second
I've
best.
never seen someone so dedicated to
No,
something that wasn't supposed to be, like, was not originally
there's
in the cards. And then he just took it over and evolved it even more. Like, congratulations.
yeah. I mean, and it's just he's a guy that honestly I could see them putting the belt on in a couple of years.
Yeah. Like,
Like,
I see him taking the belt from Dominic. I see
yeah,
him being the AAA champ.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. May 30th is going to be crazy. But let's
Yes.
jump over to Dynamite, man. Let's
Oh,
jump.
let's save the best for last.
Okay, let's jump
Let's say
over.
the best for last. Let's do SmackDown.
Let's jump over to SmackDown. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't watch SmackDown. Uh, I watched all the Spider-Man movies instead. You want to know why? Because Spider-Man 3 was a better time for 3 hours than wasting my goddamn life with the horse shit that is on SmackDown. And that's saying something because Spider-Man 3 is a fucking terrible movie. I got
You
more
know,
enjoyment out of emo Toby Maguire than I did SmackDown.
yep,
I mean,
agreed.
there's honestly nothing of substance on that show other than Cody and Gunther. And
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't watch because your boy Ricky Saints got his butt whooped by Carmelo Hayes doing the exact same thing that he got caught for.
I know they had a great match. I heard I kind of regretted not watching that. But like I said, until you make me want to pay attention, until you go back to 2 hours, I might not watch. I might just catch the highlights
Yeah,
because I'm not wasting 3 hours on my Friday night.
but I was honestly surprised though the fact that Royce Keys stuck his nose in to try to get go for the belt from
Yeah,
Cody, which him and Gunther had a great match. They really did.
yeah.
Um, I kind of wish it was Royce Keys instead of Gunther getting the title opportunity, but send the cards, send the cards.
It is what it is, man. Like, there's rumors going around in the dirt sheets that the original plan was to have Gunther and Brock, and Brock told him, fuck no, I'm not doing that. So they moved him over to SmackDown and gave him Cody. And why not? Let Gunther hold the title for the summer, because Cody's going to win the title come Mania anyway, Mania season anyway. We know that. Why not let Gunther have feuds with people like a Royce Keys and an Ilya Dragunov for the belt? Um, that would actually make fucking sense. Other than the
Okay,
horse
hold
shit.
on. Something just sparked in my brain
Okay.
because you mentioned Ilya Dragunov.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching some of Iliad's workout routines
Fucking insane.
and some of the stuff he was doing to focus a little bit on Dynamite now, since we've really already talked about everything with SmackDown,
Yeah.
um, which is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay was doing the exact same routine.
Mm-hmm.
Is Now this is a bold statement, okay? And I know that's your boy, Will Ospreay. Is Dragunov the WWE variant of
Mm.
Ospreay?
Oh my God. Um, no.
No, I didn't say it was better, but would that be like the WWE version of
a lot
Ospreay?
a lot of people are gonna hate me, but I think the best equivalent that we can give to a WWE superstar that's closest to Will Ospreay is Carmelo Hayes. I mean, Ilya is a good comparison. I'm not saying he's not, but we're talking about the best wrestler in the world. You know what I mean? So, in terms of grit and heart, absolutely. Um, but in terms of athletic ability and in ring work, um, I think Carmelo Hayes fits that mold more than Ilya at the moment.
But I mean, Osprey had one hell of a match against Aces, and
I'm gonna go put Finn in the bathroom real quick, guys, and I'll be right back.
I mean, there was an outstanding 10-man tag team match that had the World Trios champions, Orange Cassidy, and then you had Copeland, Christian Cage, Young Bucks going against FTR, Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, and the Dogs. And that match alone was just almost as it was better than a typical ladder match that you would have in WWE for a pay-per-view. The car crash that you just can't seem to stop watching, even though you're about to crash yourself. But there was a moment where it was supposed to be Copeland and the Young Bucks to deliver a super kick, and you could just see that uh, Copeland's hips will not allow him to lift his leg up that high anymore.
Now,
And I called it as soon as that happened. Like, there's no way he's gonna do this. And he did the best he could. Like everybody else is kicking old boy in the chops. And he's like, I'm y'all doing that. I'm gonna go for the waist because that's about as far as my leg can lift up. But it was one hell of a match. Obviously, the baby faces won that match. And then you got to see that Ricochet's recruiting Andrade and the Dogs for the Stadium Stampede match with Jericho for this coming up Sunday night,
it's gonna be
which
fucking nuts.
that entire pay-per-view is going to be amazing. Um, Speedball and Kevin Knight each had great matches, which the return of Brian Cage made me really wonder that Kevin Knight was going to lose his championship belt, but
Yeah,
he defeated him. I'm really enjoying, and that's one thing I want to bring up, this Owen Hart tournament.
yeah, because I can tell you who's gonna win right now based on the bracket.
Dude, the fact that we have Samoa Joe taking on Will Ospreay in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Davis and Jungle Jack Perry in the first round, and Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay, as well as Swerve Strickland and Bandito, will both be facing off at Double or Nothing.
Yep.
And then you have Claudio Cassione, or as my daughter says, Caillou, or Cancer Free Caillou, versus Brody King. That's going to come down to Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay.
Yep.
And I know Will Ospreay is your boy, but I would be okay with either him or Swerve winning that
Yeah.
in that tournament for the men.
Yeah.
I really would.
I mean,
And then
I'm a big swerve guy as well. So
the only match that's going to be happening at Double or Nothing for the women is going to be Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor.
couldn't give two shits.
And then Mina Shirakawa versus Athena, Sky Blue versus Suri, and then Persephone versus Haskui. I guess how you say her name. I mean, with the women's tournament, I really don't care.
No, I don't either.
But out of all of them, I would like to see Mina win it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But I
could
mean,
see
let's
that.
just face it, the women's side of things are not their eye candy. And a lot of them, I mean, and I don't mean to be so just sexist on it, but their in-ring ability is not as good as the men's side when
No.
anybody can take on anybody, no matter what weight class you're in. There are a few women that are exceptions to that rule, but you have to be in there with a certain person for that match to be greatness.
Yeah.
Kind of like how certain people could carry matches a lot better than others, no matter who they're in the ring with. And those people are just out at the moment, which is a downfall. But back to Dynamite. Um, we had the ladies having a trios match that was again just eye candy to watch, and it was a lot of delicious eye candy and jiggling going on. It was beautiful. Um, and then we had the main event, which was Darby Allin taking on Takeshita.
Holy shit.
That match, one of the best things about 2026 in wrestling right now has been the fact that AEW gave Darby Allin the title.
Yeah.
And he has done pay-per-view main event matches
Yeah.
every single week.
Yeah.
That man's already defended that title more times in the few weeks that he's had the belt than some people have in other companies. Hint, hint, wink, wink, WWE, with combined title reigns.
Yeah.
And they've been outstanding matches.
Yeah.
And this one was just another one of those. And yes, Darby Allin got the win. And then right after that, he can barely stand, barely talk. He has to get the official to get him some water so he can get the blood out of his mouth because that's all he's doing is breathing and sucking in his own blood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, MJF comes out and they actually had the contract signed. It's going to be hair versus title. And I really hope it's a Kurt Angle moment and your boy gets his head shaved because I want to see Allen keep this title and continue these matches until All In.
I do too. But I'll tell you my theory on the thing. Somebody we haven't seen since Revolution, his name got brought up in this contract signing, and that's Hangman Adam Page. Uh, I love Darby as champion. I think he's doing great stuff, but how long can he keep this shit up? He's got another
Well,
title defense tonight on Collision against my boy, my guy. I'm happy to see you on regular fucking TV again. My boy Sammy Guevara is getting the opportunity to show the world how good he fucking is, which where the fuck is he being? I know he's on Ring of Honor, but what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck? Um
I think Darby's gonna. I mean, obviously he's gonna retain because he's got the
mhm,
match coming up. But um, you mentioned that Hangman's name got mentioned in the contract signing.
mhm.
I think that's who comes back and helps Darby Allin win.
See, me and you are almost correct about that, but I think he helps Max.
Mm.
I, I think he helps MJF because here's the thing. We know that MJF is kind of a Hollywood star. Let's be honest. I don't see him losing his hair. I don't.
It ain't gonna take him that long to grow back.
No, but I don't see it. Plus, they're kind of recycling what they did with Wheeler just a few months ago. Um, and it's like, why? I get the meme between him going to freaking wherever the hell and getting implants for his hair or whatever. That's beside the point. This stipulation to me is one of the dumbest things AEW has ever done. Is it
Yeah.
great in terms of comedic relief? Absolutely. The whole segment where he was walking and there was nothing but bald people around him, fucking brilliant. Great stuff. But in terms of why, it's one of the dumbest things they've ever done. Um, so I don't think Hangman misses all in. I don't think he does at all. And I think he comes back and helps Max.
That would be a surprise. I mean, because he's not allowed to. I'm just truly curious about how long until Hangman's stipulation that he can't go after the belt again when they say that's null and void.
Yeah, which
Because
I'm really
that, I mean, as much as you don't like him, he's a big name when it comes to that title.
yeah, huge.
And I wonder if maybe he might not be able to do a solo match, but if he's in a triple threat or a, a fatal four way, fatal five way, whatever, be in one of those type of matches, but we know he's not going to get the belt.
Hmm.
He's just there to be in the match. But
Yeah.
it's a one that truly makes you wonder.
Yeah. I think we've covered everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's this week's episode. The Punisher special will get covered at some point. Uh, my quick thoughts about it for you guys who watch both. Holy shit! It was just Frank Castle being Frank Castle for a solid 50 minutes, and a lot of people are like, "Why are we retelling the story of like him losing his family or whatever?" This wasn't the story about him losing his family. It wasn't at all. It was about him shedding that identity of what we had in the Netflix show, which only had one good season. Let's be honest. Season two is dog shit. It's about him shedding that identity and becoming the Punisher, not just to kill people, but he's being a hero for the first time in his life. He's being an anti hero, yes, but at the end of that special, he did something that really stuck out to me, and he wasn't going to pull that trigger until that man said, "That ain't the only thing he took from me."
Yep. Well, how about we wrap things up here and we just go take care of that one right now?
Short.
I
Let's
got time. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us on Spotify and everything else. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.